my picks and predictions for UFC. Kape versus Almabyev. We're got a change of scenery today. We're in the outdoors. It's finally nice out, so I can be happy again, and life is once again good. So I thought we'd get some vitamin D while predicting these fights. Okay, card. Good amount of cancellations, per usual. You know, what else are we to expect from the UFC when people have to cut fucking 35 pounds to make weight? So yeah, unfortunate, but still an okay Apex card. Good main event. Looking forward to it. Two fights got canceled today, Friday. So the first fight of the night, which I don't know why it's the first fight. Sorry if you can hear that fucking loud ass truck or garbage truck or whatever that is. Charles Johnson versus Ramazan Demirov. I don't know why this is the first fight of the night. This is a fucking banger, bro. Like, this is such a good fight. I have no clue why it's the opener. Charles Johnson looked great his last fight, which I believe was against Joshua Van, where he fucking knocked him out. Like, that's a very impressive thing to do. Joshua Van's really good. I think he's a high level flyweight, nasty on the feet, technical kind of boxer. And yeah, fucking Charles Johnson found that chin, put him out. So I thought he'd get a better fight than this. I thought he'd be fighting someone up, but you know, the UFC goes. You can beat an up-and-coming prospect in spectacular, entertaining fashion, and be put as the first fight of the night on an Apex card against like a fucking Kazakhstan guy who's up and coming. God, wind is tweaking. Sorry if that fucks up the audio a little bit. But yeah, I'm going Charles Johnson. Fucking Demirov beat my boy CJ Vergara, and he's got the most insane style, bro. He's a little ball of muscle, throws like big meaty hooks. Literally though, like that's all he throws is hooks, and he's good at it, bro. He fucking knows how to follow up, move his feet with his body, stay on balance, and not like gas himself out. Kind of like a Josh Emmett type guy, but a little less technical, but you know, still super powerful, super dangerous. But I don't think unless he tries to grapple, I don't see him beating Charles Johnson. Because in all of Charles Johnson's fights, I feel like his biggest strength has been his boxing, like his offensive, or I guess counter boxing. He's a very long guy for flyweight, has really good hands, and is like very defensively sound. He doesn't get it clean too much. He's very good with kind of like rolling with shots. And yeah, I think his defense is gonna be on point. He's gonna jab him up, move around. Goddamn. And win this by decision, but yeah, I mean, he always could get caught. He's a tall guy. You know, the taller they are, the harder they fall, so could get caught, but I'll go Charles Johnson on this one. Next up, Andrea Lee versus JJ Aldrich. A lot of people picking JJ here. I get it, because Andrea Lee's on a 5-fight losing streak, but like 3 of those opponents are like top level flyweights. And I like Andrea Lee. I don't know why, but I like her look. I like the cowboy get up, or cowgirl get up, I guess. She yeah, has had a bit of a rough patch here, 5 fights in a row. kind of surprised she didn't get cut. Yeah, like, when has JJ Aldrich ever been dangerous? I still think Angelique and I think she's like good enough. Oh my fucking god, this wind, bro. I still think she's good enough to be in the UFC. And I think JJ Aldrich is like barely good enough to be in the UFC. So I'm going Angelique. I feel like Aldrich couldn't hurt to fly. You know, I'm not super confident in Lee. I feel like she couldn't really hurt to fly either. So it's just gonna be like who outpoints who in this fight. I could see Aldrich trying to grapple. But yeah, I'm going Angelique. Split decision. Hoping she wins because I do like her. Next up, Danny Silva versus Lucas Almeida. Super fun fight. I'm going Danny Silva. Contender series guy. Clean boxing. Nice body shots. Great fight against Joshua Kulabau, who just got cut, by the way. Which is a fucking bullshit. He was on a 3-fight losing streak, but 2 of those were like very entertaining split decisions. No one was against fucking Leon Murphy. And he gets cut. And he's one of the most exciting like fighters at featherweight. Don't even get me started, bro. They're cutting all these like fun fighters. It makes no sense. Jonathan Pierce too. I don't get it. But yeah, he beat Kulabau in that fight. It was close, but towards the later rounds, I believe he kind of put it on him. Yeah, clean boxing, sharp guy. Good fight on the Contender series. Almeida is kind of a hit or miss guy. Like, it looked good his last fight, but he's just so open on the feet. Like, I'm always worried that he's gonna get fucking put out. I feel like his chin isn't the best, and he's not like Charles Johnson where he rolls with the shots. Like, he gets it clean. I don't think you can do really good. You can really do that against a guy like Danny Silva. So I'm going Danny Silva. Second round, body shot, dead shot, TKO. Next up, Ricardo Ramos versus Kape Mariscal. Both decent fighters. Kape's got that dog in him. He's got that grit, that cardio. Not the most like dangerous guy in the world, but he's good everywhere. Very well rounded. Just like a solid all-around fighter. And he's been on a bit of a run lately. Ricardo Ramos, the exact opposite. Very dangerous on the feet. Crazy fucking. So many spinning elbows. Like, he loves that shit, and he lands it too. Consistently. Good jits. Even though he got subbed by my boy Jordan. His jits is actually pretty good. But he kind of gasses out. Sorry. He kind of gasses out. And he is like a kill or be killed type of fighter. So I understand why Kape's a massive favorite here. But I do think this is a much closer fight than the odds are predicting. They have Mariscal as like a fucking 4-1 favorite. And yeah, I could see Ramos catching him with like a spinning elbow or a guillotine or something. But I'm not gonna bet on it, you know. So I'll go Mariscal by third round TKO after Ramos gasses out. But I think this will be way closer than the odds predict, and I could see Ramos catching him at some point. Alright, next up. This is a rough card, bro. Only 10 fights. I wanted to see Douglas Silva de Andrade fight. He's one of my favorite fighters, but fucking stupid ass medical. I mean, that's probably a good idea, but medical team in Vegas fucking shut him down because he's a big bantamweight. So unfortunate that fight got canceled. But we got Austin Lane versus Mario Pinto. Should be a fun fight. I looked up some of Pinto's highlights. Long, tall, I think he's Portuguese guy, but he fights out of the UK, I believe. Crisp boxing, good leg kicks, good cardio. I haven't seen much of his grappling, which is the one like question, because Lane not great on the feet, big guy, but he's got good grappling. You know, he's got that football athletic base. And yeah, he showed his grappling against Spain, who is terrible on the ground. But yeah, like that's the one area where I didn't see much from Pinto from the highlights I saw. And Austin Lanes, you know, I feel like primarily a grappler. I feel like he's not going to stand with Pinto. Pinto's definitely going to cook him up if it stays on the feet. So, yeah, I am worried he'll get taken down and smudged out for 3 rounds by Austin Lane, but I think I'll go Pinto. He did look very sharp, especially for a heavyweight, you know, tall guy. Not the biggest in the world, but, you know, I'm confident in his gas tank, which is something I could see, you know, I could see Lane gassing out, Pinto putting the beats on him in round 3, so I'll go with that. Pinto round 3, KO. The fuck are you honking at, bro? Oh my god. I am in like the most suburban residential fucking area. And there is so much noise going on, dude. Oh, but at least we got that vitamin D, baby. Alright, moving on to the main card. Sam Patterson versus Danny Barlow. Good fight. Another one that's much closer, in my opinion, than the odds will say. Fucking Danny Barlow beat the guy who Austin Vanderford destroyed and just got cut because he fucking pushed Vanderford after the fight because he was molding, which is understandable. That fucking stoppage was terrible. He did eat like 50 unanswered strikes, but like 2 of those actually hit his head. The rest just hit his guard, so I understand why he was mad, low-key. But Danny Barlow went to a close decision with him. That's his best win. And he's like a 4-1 favorite against Sam Patterson, who didn't come in great at lightweight, got cooked. Brutal knockout loss to a Yamal, the fucking Jewish guy. But since moving up to welterweight, he's been looking great. 2 subs in a row against decent guys. Not the greatest in the world, but like okay UFC fighters who have some okay wins on the record. And he made it look pretty easy with both of them. Yeah, I thought he looked mega improved from his first fight, so you know, people say he's got that tall man's defense, which I can relate to, bro. When I spar, I got my standing tall, got my chin in the air, bro. It's hard, you know, it's hard to roll when you're taller than your opponent, and you got a long ass neck, okay? And yeah, I think on the feet, Barlow will definitely have the advantage. But I think on the ground, I mean, we haven't really seen much of Barlow's grappling in the UFC yet, so I think it's kind of insane that he's such a big favorite when Patterson's been looking better than ever. And I think he could definitely find the sub on the ground, so I'll go Sam Patterson. Will I, though? Yeah, you know, why not? Just despite the odds. I'll go Patterson. God damn, this wind, bro. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I'm going. Fucking why not? We'll go Sam Patterson by sub. 2nd round. Or maybe 3rd. I don't know. I think it'll be close. But yeah, I could definitely see Barlow winning as well. I just don't know. Like, there's not enough info on this fight to really know or have like a confident pick. I just know it's gonna be, or I think it's gonna be closer than people believe. Next up, Hyder Emil versus William Gomi. God damn, this wind is killing me, bro. I love this matchup. It's so obvious what the UFC is doing. They're like, alright, Gomi, you are the most boring fighter on the face of this earth, but you're pretty good, so you keep winning and just doing enough to win. You fucking won via like eye poker nut shot against Gamori. That was insane. Fucking blatant like French favoritism there. He actually won by TKO from like a legit nut shot, bro. It was insane. But Hyder Emil is like the exact opposite. He's the antithesis of William Gomi. Gomi backs up the whole fight, fucking does enough to barely win, and is like technical, kind of decent. Hyder Emil, fucking Chad. He's like Dober. Chad jaw, fucking bites down on his mouthpiece. Is impossible to knock out head, and just marches forward and throws fucking hooks. He's not the strongest guy, like he's actually not super powerful, but he's got that dog in him, bro, and he just goes forward and fucking swings and bangs. This isn't the Apex, which I think should be mentioned for this fight. If it was in a normal size canvas, I'd go me all day, but I think the Apex will advantage Hyder Emil. I hope he wins. I might be rooting for him, but yeah, go me really is a tricky customer, bro. Like, he's a hard guy to beat. He has some good wins on his record, so I'll go me by boring decision, but I'm rooting for Hyder big time in this one. I'm praying that he goes out there and fucking chins him. Alright, next up, the feature fight. We got Nasrat Hasparag. I love his last name. Nasrat Hasparag. No, Nasrat Hakparast. Nasrat Hasparag. Nasrat Hakparast. Nasrat Hasparasticus. I don't know. Esteban Rivovic. Yeah, I don't know why this isn't the fucking Apex. Bro comes off one of the best fights of the year. Saves that card. And fucking gets Nasrat block pressed in the fucking Apex. Like, I think it'll be a fun fight. You know, Nasrat, kind of like just one of those guys. Win some, lose some. Looks okay sometimes. Gets cooked other times. Definitely thought he lost to Jared Gordon. Which isn't the best look. I'm going Ribovic. We still don't know a ton about him, but the fights he has had in the UFC have been amazing. Fucking that Terrence Kenny KO was insane. One of the nastiest head kicks I've seen. I think he didn't even get did he? He might have gotten a bonus, but I remember there's some controversy with that. Yeah, I'm going Rivovic. I think he's just a little bit better. Gonna be aggressive, you know. Nasrat has the straight punches. We all know they beat looping punches. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has moments, but yeah, overall I think Esteban's just a little bit of a level head. He's got momentum too, so yeah, I'm going Esteban we'll go decision. Fun fight though. Next up, the co-main event. Makes no sense. It kind of does, because I do think this fight will be a finish. I don't see either of these guys going to a decision with each other, but yeah, we got Cody Brundage versus Julian Marquez. No clue how Marquez is still in the UFC, but I love him. He's a good guy. He's a funny dude, a little cringe. He beat this fighter, Maki Badolo, who's like a 2020 COVID era Apex guy, and I don't know why, but I really liked him. And he was beating Julian Marquez for 3 rounds, and then the last round, Marquez fucking like snatched up a guillotine or knocked him out or something and finished him, and I was devastated. But he like called out Miley, or like asked Miley Cyrus for a date. He was always saying so weird shit in his post-fight interviews, but I kind of liked it, and it low-key worked. Like, I think he got a response to every little call-out he did, so good for him. That being said, on a 3 KO losing streak, you gotta respect him, because he really goes out there and you know, fights on the shield, but he's not the greatest, bro. He gets chinned all the time. And Brundage, again, is a pretty inconsistent guy. Sometimes looks good, sometimes looks like he's never fought a day in his life, like against Cedric Dumas. But that being said, the Cody Brundage we've seen as of recent is by far the best Cody Brundage we've seen. I thought he looked actually pretty good against Bo Nickel. And yeah, I think he's had some decent performances as of late. I'm kind of all in on Brundage here. I think he should be a big favorite, but he's like plus 100, so bet the house on Brundage. It is like a 1 in 100 gambler fight. doesn't have the best chin. Brundage could get caught. And it's fucking Brundage, like he's so inconsistent. There was a point where he's like on the verge of getting cut from the UFC. But I think if you look at both these fighters, like one's on a 3-fight losing streak, one's kind of up and down, and improving. I feel like Marquez is just honestly on his way out, which I don't say about a lot of fighters. Because I think that's just kind of like a misconception when you have some tough fights in a row. A lot of people just say, oh, he's done, he's washed. When they, like Ricky Simone. So many people were saying Ricky Simone is washed, he's done. I'm like, he fought like really good guys. He's only 31, like he's got a lot left to improve. But I think that Marquez is one of those guys who does not. So I'm going Cody Brundage. We'll go ground and pound, TKO. Fucking round 2. And yeah, I put a little bit of a bet on Cody Brundage because he's an underdog. Like, that's a lot of value. Him as an underdog, even though it's a very unpredictable fight. I think he's the way better and like more skilled fighter. So going Cody Brundage, round 2, TKO. Next up, Manel Kape versus Almabyev, the main event of the evening. I don't know if y'all could hear that. I'm trying to do some dabbing. Oh, this fucking wind, bro. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is a fun fight. I do wish Royval never pulled out. Because I love Royval. I love his style, and I think it would have been a phenomenal matchup. You know, maybe they would have stayed at range, not done much, but I don't know. I feel like that would have been a banger on the feet. Royval and Kape. Unfortunately, we don't get that. I do like the replacement, though. It's not a bad replacement at all. Almabyev, you know, he hasn't proven a whole lot. He beat Nicolau, which is a good win, but it was a very close fight. Kind of a boring decision. And yeah, he's one of those fighters, like, pretty much a pure wrestler. Very strong. Kazakhstan guy, which I love the Kazakhstan fighters. They always have interesting styles. And yeah, not bad. Pretty high level guy. Great grappling, but not a ton on the feet. Like, again, pretty well rounded overall. Like, not terrible on the feet, but I don't think he's going to be able to compete with Kape at all on the feet. I think Kape won't look as good as he did in his last fight, because I think Silva was kind of like a tailor-made matchup for him. I think Almabyev's going to be a lot smarter than Bruno Silva. He's going to fucking die for those legs. But I do think that Kape can, like, I'm confident in his grappling. He fought Pantoja to a close decision. I think he, like, took down Pantoja at one point, wasn't afraid to grapple. He had some great sprawls against Makayev. Like, he's not afraid to grapple whatsoever. And I think on the feet, he definitely has the advantage here. So I'm pretty confident in the Kape pick. That being said, he did prepare for Brandon Royval, which is a completely different matchup. Long southpaw as a striker and a wild striker versus a fucking, I think he's orthodox wrestler who's like short and stocky. So, you know, that should be mentioned, but I gotta go Kape. I think he's just a little bit higher level, and I have confidence in his jids and defensive wrestling. But, you know, there's always a world where Almabyev could win a boring decision, smudging him up. I think Kape has the cardio advantage too, like over 5 rounds. I feel like he's got a physique that's built for going 5 rounds compared to a guy like Asu. So yeah, those are my picks. Decent card. I think it'll be pretty fun. I don't think it'll be like an insane card like last week, but I do think there'll be some good finishes, good performances on this card. So to recap, I'm going Charles Johnson, Andrea Lee, Danny Silva, Kape, Pinto, Sam Patterson, Gomi, Rebovich, Brundage, and Kape. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope the wind wasn't too bad. I hope you like the change of scenery and enjoy the trip. Yeah, I had to switch it up a little bit for today. And yeah, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Y'all have a great night, and don't let the bedbugs bite. Peace.